I'm asking if George Washington had the gun in the army.
Did George Washington carry a gun in the army? That's a tricky question, and the answer is technically no, because in the 18th century, a gun would have been a long arm or a musket or rifle, and Washington did not carry that in the army. He was an officer, so his main job was to lead the men rather than to do the heavy fighting. He would have been armed, though, for personal defense. He would have been mounted, and he would have carried a sword and then a pair of pistols mounted in holsters on the horse. In our collection, we have several of George Washington's swords, and one of them we know was carried by Washington during the Revolution. It appears in several of the portraits that are painted of him during that time. It has a beautiful pierced silver hilt and then a very fine German blade on it. So it's very beautiful, but also potentially lethal. We also have one of the pairs or braces of pistols that he would have carried during that period. And unfortunately, many years after George Washington died, a curious individual came along, picked up one of the pistols, tried to fire it incorrectly, and it exploded. So they just barely survived, but you can still get a sense of the workmanship and how effective they would have been for Washington in his day. They have some wonderful silver inlay, and then you see this engraving on the lock plate with the maker's name.
Click the subscribe button below and the bell icon to get notifications for new videos about George Washington and behind-the-scenes work at Mount Vernon.